Hello, I'm Shirley, and it's been 2 years since I moved away from the narcissist, and in that time I've had lots of time to reflect and journal as to why I fell for the love bombing of the narcissist. So in this video I thought I'd share 10 things that might help you if you are in that situation, or maybe it will help you in some way or another. The first thing that I learned when I reflected back on why I got caught up in the narcissist web is that you need to love yourself, and don't let people convince you that loving yourself is selfish. Through life you meet so many people who will tell you the things that will make you fall in love with them, and a lot of the time they are just telling you what you want to hear. And when you truly love yourself, you will see through the BS that they're telling you. Had I loved myself enough, I know that I wouldn't have fallen for the love bombing and the BS and the things that the narcissist made me believe he felt the same way. Knowing what I know about narcissists now, I know that they don't really love themselves very much. So they're trying to suck that love out of you so they feel needed and loved in themselves. The second thing that the narcissist taught me about myself or about life is that it's not about getting the flowers, expensive presents, or the grand gestures of going to Michelin-starred restaurants or lots of fancy holidays. Real love is going to be full of arguments, disagreements. Sometimes you hate each other. But real love means, yes, you can have those arguments and disagreements, and you may even have a few days of silence from each other. But if you truly love each other, there should be a time when you can get back together, have a discussion about what happened, and come to a resolution whereby you both feel heard, you both feel respected, and that you both feel cared for in that situation. And for me, the most important thing that I learned is that you should feel safe within that relationship. To be fair, I wouldn't have felt safe at some point during that time, and that's why I stayed longer than I should have, because one, it was out of fear because I'd given up so many things, and two, there were times when things were good and you hope that things will get better. In my research on narcissism, I learnt all about the hoovering, which means that when things are going wrong, that person will do things to make you feel comfortable and safe and loved again, until obviously their nice person hat changes and they get back to making you feel unsafe and unheard. The third thing I learned from living with a narcissist is depend only on yourself. Before I met the narcissist, I had a good job, good money, no debts. I just had my day-to-day living expenses, your rent, your bills, etc. And the person made me feel confident, happy, cared for. That's why I fell for the BS. More often than not, when things are going well, they make you feel really happy and confident, and you've got friend for life. When life becomes hard and a struggle, you'll know who you can and cannot depend on. So it's really important that you learn this from my mistake and not give up everything for someone or for people who will tell you that they will care for you forever. The fourth thing I learned from being with a narcissist is that you are already whole and complete. There is absolutely nothing missing from you. You don't have to prove yourself to anything or anyone. You are good enough to have the good things in life. But when you don't believe it in yourself, it's so easy to believe what people tell you, namely because they're not happy within themselves. There was a time that I cut my hair And social media is a bit biased, because when people like you, they will tell you probably what you want to hear, but my hair did look good. In the evening, I said to this person, what do you think of my hair? And he turns around to me and said, it's shorter than I thought. And I looked at him and just did not say a word. And all I thought to myself was, you don't like yourself very much, because if you like yourself, you wouldn't create that sort of tension within the relationship. Although this person made me feel insecure in myself, maybe this is my way of thinking. Because he sees what I post on my social media, obviously we've been together for years, so he knows about the social media account and the comments that people were making, and he's never liked the fact that other people like me or appreciate me. So during that time I sensed that because people liking my photos made him feel less significant, he had to put me down so that he felt better within himself. And that made me realise maybe it's not about me, but it's about that person not feeling happy or confident within themselves. And a lot of the time when people put you down, it's all to do with the fact that they're actually not feeling happy within themselves. The fifth thing that I learnt from being with a narcissist is to listen to your gut. Oh my gosh, had I listened to my gut, I probably would not have been where I am now, because I distinctly remember that when I was with this person and we were walking into town and we were talking, or he was saying, oh, move in with me and life can be like this and life can be like that. And I can tell you now, my gut, all those voices in my gut was screaming, telling me don't do it, or there was just something within me that was telling me not to do it. We have an energetic part of us that can sense what people are like when we are not conscious of those energy things, exchanges between people. And I think that's what my gut was telling me, and I wouldn't listen. I was listening to this person telling me how good life can be when we're together, and he will do this, he'll make sure that I'll carry on doing what I'm doing in the same way as I was already looking after myself. I had no worries and he made out that that will continue and he will support whatever it is that I was already doing. And I never listened to those warning signs that my gut was telling me. This is what the naive person me told myself was, how can I not trust what's going on when this person is telling me all these loving things? This person is giving me flowers, taking me to nice restaurants and treating me in every possible way that I'd never been treated before. Not to that extent. And I fell for it. And this is why it's really, really important. It's not about the flowers, it's not about those great gestures. It's listening to your gut and listening to those warning signs that you may be getting. The sixth thing that I learned is to do what makes you happy. Because when you're doing what makes you happy, things that other people can offer you may not be as inviting or as enticing when you're already living or doing things that makes you happy. And I think for me, the good things that I learned about narcissists is they're so clever at learning about things that you need or things that you don't have, and they're so ready to give those things to you. I had a good social life, I had friends, I used to love going to the farmers market, and I had a camera and I love photography, and this is why I got into YouTube, because I just loved the creativity and I had all those interests. And this is the thing that the narcissist promised, is yeah, you'll be able to do all these things, I'm just going to support you, it just makes life easier for you. And I fell for it. And I think the one thing that I learnt is maybe to shut up and to listen to the other person, to see what they have to say. And I think that's probably my biggest flaw, was that he was very good at asking questions. He's in that position in life, in his work, where he knows how to elicit questions that eventually use against you. That is how clever these people are. They know how to get to your weakest points and eventually use that against you. You don't need anything or anyone to make you happy. Just find the things that will make you happy without having to need validation from other people that you're okay, and that you have the right to be happy because you're an individual. The seventh thing I learned from being with a narcissist is to make sure you have some sort of savings. When I was younger, my mum used to say, save, 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 and it was a running joke between me and my brothers. It's like, oh yes mum, save, save, save. And us young people, we often think, yeah, midlife or retirement is far, far away into the distance. Life will throw spanners in your life to test you, and if you don't have any savings, life will be really, really hard, as I'm finding now. And at the time, to be fair, I did have some savings. From what I know now, the whole reason that the narcissist wanted me to live with him was just to control me, because I was living, I had a social life, I had friends, I went out, and he made those promises because he wanted control over me and my life, limit what I can do. So I was dependent on him because I wanted to keep a sense of independence. Eventually I topped all my credit cards, spent through my savings, and in the end I was left with nothing. And this is why I'm here now, and that's really, really important to have some savings, just so as you get older, or if your life throws spanners in the works, that you do have something to fall back on. And you may be thinking, well Shirley, why didn't you leave before then? There were times when things will get bad and then it will get better again, and then things will get bad and it will get better again. And I was just so naive and trusting and thinking that maybe this person will change, because we were 48 when we met, and you think by that age people have grown up. But I think these people have different ideas of what it means to be with others, or what life means. And from my research about narcissists, life is all about them and what they want and what they can have, and they'll do everything to get what they want. And when they're tired of you, the most painful bit about being with a narcissist is that discard, when you've gone from feeling like you're the love of this person's life to you're nothing. And when a person says to you, there's nothing that you say that's important to me, it really, really makes you feel like. So please learn from my lessons. The eighth thing I learned from being with a narcissist, or generally about life to be honest, is look after your health. And being 48, I was already at that stage where perimenopause was in my life, And if it wasn't for the fact that I was looking after my health and eating really well, I know that what I went through at the time would have been so much worse, because not only was I going through hormonal changes, I was also going through those emotional and mental trauma or changes that this person was putting me through. Eating foods that were helping me keep my hormones stable, keep my brain and nervous system stable, and all the nutrients that my body needed through that change really helped me to cope with the trauma of what I went through and the menopausal changes. And I know that my symptoms were not as bad as other women's. The nice thing that I learned from being with a narcissist, and this is more about generalized life, is to make goals and write them down. When I met this person, it was really hard to write goals, because this person was in so much control that it was really hard to make goals for myself, because this person only wanted to do things that he wanted. And although there was a sense of, oh, he'll ask me something, but the plan was already in place. He just asked me what I thought about details. It was already done. So it wasn't so much my opinion of where are we going, what we're doing. It's more a case of, we're doing this and you may need this and this to where we're going. Write down your goal, and this is what I have been doing over time since I started over again, and that just helps you to focus on where you want to go. There's a video, I'll put a link in the description and in the eye above, about the process that I did for my goal setting, because even at 57, and especially in my situation, you need to have a target to aim for. The 10th thing I learned about being with a narcissist, or generally again about life, is to believe in yourself, believe in your dreams, believe in what you can see for yourself that's in the future, or your goals, or whatever it is that you want. And maybe that's why we shouldn't tell people about our dreams, because a lot of people will not agree that you're being realistic by having those dreams. And I think that's where I should have kept my dreams to myself, because people will think you're not being realistic. I think there's also an element of fear when you tell people your dreams and they'll say, nah, you can't do that, that's not for you. Your dreams are for you, not for them. They can't see inside your head, or they can't see your dreams, they can't feel what you're feeling, they can't feel the excitement that you have for your goals and your dreams that you want to achieve, because that's for you. And I think there's an element of fear in people, because if you do achieve your dreams, then they will need to step up, and they're probably not ready, or they just can't step up to be with you where you are. I think that's also what happened, because this person was really excited for me to achieve my dreams, but at the same time I don't think he really wanted me to achieve my dreams, because he didn't want to change. By that time I had already given up so much, and he had so much control over my life. And that's what these people do, is they want control over you because they want the power over you. And that's what it felt like, that this person was happy for me to a certain extent, but then he'll say things to make me feel low and bad about myself. And that's why it's really important, if you are going through this, please learn from my lesson and have belief in yourself. Don't let people put you down to say your dreams are unrealistic, because your dreams are given to you for a purpose, and it's for you to achieve. and not other people. In terms of your dreams, I know how hard it is to stay motivated, especially in the situation I'm in now. And if you want to know how I try to stay motivated to achieve my dreams, check out this video.